Hello, Big Macs, and welcome back to another album review. So yes, Big Macs, today I'm back with another album review, and as you've been able to guess from the title down below, today I'm here finally reviewing Band-Maid's album, World Domination. Before we even get into it, I just need to say, this album is very fucking accurately titled because Band-Maid is literally going to be taking over the world. Spoilers aside, I hope I just didn't spoil the entire video for you, but this album is pure amazingness. And also, before we get into it, if you're looking at this shirt here and you're like, wow, words really are hard, where can I get something to let people know that I agree with this shirt? What a great segue. But yes, if you did enjoy this Words Are Hard shirt, there are many other colors besides just the pink, and there are many other designs other than just this lovely Words Are Hard here. But if you wanted to, this is part of my merch here. One day I promise I'll get good at selling things. But yes, this is my merch, so I'll leave a link to my merch store in the description down below, so you can go and check that out. There's a bunch of different shirts and a bunch of different styles for each of these designs. So if you wanted to go and pick up your very own, go and check that link out in the description down below. And if you did buy something, just thank you. But anyway, enough of this shameless self-promotion. Let's get into World Domination by Band-Maid. And again, as all my album reviews are, this is just after the first listen. So again, I apologize to any of you Big Macs if I missed out on saying something about one of your favorite songs, or if I just missed some part. This is just after my first listen. I've, again, trusty notebook, wrote down some notes while listening to these songs. So let's get into it with the first song. Here we go. First up on this just album of pure just amazingness, we are here with the song I Can't Live Without You. And this song just starts off, it's like, okay, remember Band-Maid? You know what Band-Maid sounds like? Wall of sound. Like, that's just how they start off the album. They're like, yeah, you know Band-Maid, we're starting off with a wall of sound and it's gonna be awesome. And it is. Like, great introduction into this album. And again, about this song, I feel like this is gonna probably be a note that comes up in a lot of these songs. I really love the double kick in this song and pretty much throughout the album, but I'm gonna talk about it a lot in a lot of different songs, but I just thought I'd give you a heads up now. The double kick and the drums in this song are fucking so goddamn impressive. I really need to learn their names so I can actually properly shout them out, but the drums are fucking killer on this album. The guitar's tone in this album and even in this song are just so goddamn good. Like, whoever is picking up these sounds for your guitars, they are just fucking killing it. As well, I love there's like a guitar hook in this song too that just gets stuck in your head. Where is it? This. Like, I love that guitar. It's just very well done. The guitars, this song is just a fucking great introduction into this album because it's like, you ready for Band-Maid? If you can't handle this wall of awesomeness that's coming at you in the beginning of this album, you're not going to be able to handle the rest of this album. Also too, they did throw in a face-melting guitar solo, so they're like, here's this wall of sound, here's a face-melting guitar solo in this first song. If you can't handle this, this album's not for you. These girls are so fucking talented. Like, oh my god. This was a great introduction song. I think I've said that like 16 times already, but this was just a great fucking intro into this album and just prepared you for what the rest of this awesomeness of this album is going to be. So let's move on to the next song. Next up, we've got Play, and this is probably one of my favorite songs on this album as well. Again, now what I'm starting to do is, while I'm writing my notes, I'll put stars next to songs that are my favorites or songs that just stood out even more to me throughout the album. And I'm gonna say there's quite a few on this album that stood out to me. Because this song is just full of awesome music and awesome songs, and Play is one of them. It starts off with this very lovely distorted bass. That bass sound is so fucking dirty and so good. They're very clever with their uses of like using stereo, like putting certain guitars left and certain guitars right. Band-Maid has been very clever with doing that, and it's very noticeable in this song as well. And again, as I warned you before, the drums in this song, they're so weirdly kind of timed, but it's just so awesome. Like the double kick in this song here is like for some reason is very weirdly timed, but is just so awesome at the same time. Like here. Like, it's just, because normally if someone's like doing the drums kind of either just doing the constant, you know, this thing, or they're kind of playing along with something else, but here it's just like very, very off timed with everything else, but still awesome. And another thing that I really liked about the song is about like halfway through, there's like this nice, very more bass and vocal oriented break with kind of more sparse or sparse, whatever that fucking word is. This is perfect now. Words are hard. Whatever that word is, like, it's just very bare guitars and drums in it, but it's more focused on the bass and vocals. It's just such a, like, you're just hit with a wall of sound, and then when it drops, it just makes everything of that part just stand out so much more too. Like, they're very clever with their dynamics and being careful with not overly bombarding you with a wall of sound. For some reason, in many different albums, it's like the reverse sound where everything is just kind of softer and then louder, but Band-Maid is like, no, we're starting off louder so that way when we get softer, it stands out still. Like, they are just very clever with that, and it's very apparent in play. As well, the ending is just fucking killer. This song is just so goddamn good, and it's definitely one of my favorites on this album, because it is just so cleverly done and just very, very well done as well. Now, next up, again, we've got another favorite of mine off of this album, One and Only. And this song, it's just, again, very cleverly done. Like, on the intro, they have like this very weird, funky synth playing along with everything, which is a nice touch. Like, I like the synth on top of that because it gives it this, like, you know, it was just a nice intro on top of just the guitars and everything. It stood out a bit more because of the synth being on top of it as well. Also, another thing that I liked about this song is that, like, the verses seem to be kind of broken up into two different parts. Like, you have one part of it is just like a bit softer, and then the other one gets a bit heavier, and which is something that I kind of like because it doesn't just make the verses just, you know, how it's all the same until it gets into the pre-chorus and then that. It gives a nice kind of dynamic to the verse and gives it a bit more drive to it, and I liked that. In the second verse there, it's a very little subtle thing that's in there, but there's like that electronic kind of like drum vibe to it, like that very subtlety to it was a nice touch because it just made that verse stand out from the first one. They're just very clever with the things that they're doing on this album, and I'm here for it. Also, another thing, the chorus in this song is amazing, but there's like, it kind of sounds like a piano, or it could be another synth that's like playing on top of everything. And I just, for some reason, I just really loved that sound. Whatever it is, if it is a piano or if it is another synth, that sound on top of that was just very, very nice. As well, the bridge in this song was something that I wasn't expecting as well, because it goes from being very rock to like very funky, very quick. It sounds like you're listening to a completely different song, which again is another thing that I love about Band-Maid, is that they just have so many different styles and are just so fucking talented that they can change it up and it just sounds amazing. As well, on top of this song, I haven't really talked about vocals a lot. They're just astounding on every song, but in this song, One and Only as well, they had very nice harmonies on top of that as well. But now, let's move on to the next song, and next up we've got Domination. Again, this is another one of my favorites on this album. I won't talk too much about this song just because, again, I did make a video on this song when it first was released. So I'm not going to talk too much about it, because there are a lot of other songs that we need to get through on this album, which is another thing that I love about this album, is that it is actually a full-length album. So I'm not going to talk too much about Domination or any of the other songs that I've already listened to. So let's go up. Here we are with Domination. So some things that I loved about Domination is that the snare on this song, I don't know, I'm sure it's the same on every other song, but if for some reason the snare just sounds fucking tight on this song, and I love it. I don't know what it is about snares that I just have an obsession with. But on here, on Domination, it just sounded so tight. But I think my favorite part of this song is the chorus. Again, because the kick on it is amazing, but I also love the vocals on this song. They've been stuck in my head since I made the reaction video to Domination, but every time I hear it, it just gets stuck in my head, and the vocals in the chorus are just so well done. As well, another thing that I loved is that breakdown that leads into the guitar solo. That was amazing on top of that. And again, I think I said this in my reaction video, but this song is so fucking appropriately titled. It's called Domination, and Band-Maid just fucking dominated this song. So yes, that is all that I'm going to talk about Domination. Again, if you wanted to see me talk about it a bit longer, I did make a video for it, so you can go and check that out. But now, let's move on to the next song called Fate. Now, this song to me sounded like it is just a classic rock anthem. Like, it just had that very old school sound to it, that it just sounds like when that song comes on, everyone in the arena or everyone at the show is just like, yes, it's this one, and everyone knows it. Like, it had that feel to it. And I think that's why I really like this song, is just because it made me feel like I just needed to be there live listening to this song. Like, just listening it with headphones or just on the computer or whatever, however you listen to it. This song just is a song that I felt like you need to see live. It just has that classic rock anthem-y sound to it. Again, in this song, there's like some nice cymbal work on the drums, nice guitar riffs. And this was just a song the entire time I was listening to it. I think I was just this for the entire time. This song is 4 minutes and 32 seconds. I think I was doing this for 4 minutes and 32 seconds. But yeah, there wasn't too much that I could talk about this song, but just to me, it just had that nice, very classic rock anthem sound to it. Like, it's just sounds like a perfect arena rock song. Now, next up, we've got the song Spirit, which again, I wrote down here is very appropriately titled because this song just shows the fucking spirit that Band-Maid has. And again, it's just a wall of awesomeness right off the start. Like, listen to this. Like, that is the first 5 seconds of the song. They just hit you with a wall of awesomeness right off the bat, and I loved it. And again, this was another one of my favorite songs on this album. Again, there are a lot of favorite songs. I think about 80% of the songs on this album were my favorite, but Spirit was another one that was added to that list. It's just the guitars in this song and the vocals for the chorus. Band-Maid just keeps impressing me every fucking time, and I love them for it. Like, another part that I loved about this song is it went from like, there's this fucking great breakdown in it, and then after the breakdown they go to like just intenseness, and then after the intense it just goes down into like a nice chill spot. Like, let's see if I can figure this out. And then awesomeness, where you just have to do this too, and then chill. Like, it's just so well done. And that is definitely my favorite part of this song, is how it goes from a fucking intense breakdown to just craziness and then nice and chill. And that was a nice touch on this song. And again, a very appropriately titled Spirit, because this song shows how much spirit Band-Maid has. So now for the next song, we've got Rockin' Me. And again, this song kind of is a nice like change up, just from like how the beginning of it is. Like, most of the songs a bit before this were like wall of sound, wall of intenseness, wall of awesomeness. And this song kind of starts off like a bit lighter with some claps, like, and then it hits you with the wall of sound there. But again, this was another one of my favorite songs on this album. The chorus in this song is very fucking catchy. Another thing that I love about this song is in the pre-chorus, the just fucking tom work on the drums there is so goddamn impressive. Like, listen to this. Like, just those drums in that pre-chorus there going into the chorus was just like a nice. And again, another thing that I liked about this song is that the chorus was very fucking catchy with like the haze that they had in there. And because of that, this made me feel like it would be another great live song, just because you get to like yell "Hey" back with them. And this song again made me want to go and see them live just so much more, just because of that. While I was listening to that song, that's all I could picture was just like live being like, "Hey, yeah, woo." But again, this song kind of like changes up a bit in like style wise from the rest of this album so far. And it was, again, a nice change up because it shows, again, how very versatile Band-Maid is, or versatile, however you want to say that name. Again, it just kind of shows how they are able to do so many different styles and do it right. And Rockin' Me was a great example of that. And again, another one of my favorite songs on this album. And now we're back into it, the wall of awesomeness and the wall of craziness with Clang. Because this song, again, right away with the awesome guitars and awesome drums, it's just like, okay, we kind of did a bit of a different style on this one. Now back into it. Just in case you forgot, we're Band-Maid. Bam. I will say that this is probably the only song on this album that I was just kind of like, okay with. Like, it was just like a good song, you know? I don't know, like, it was just a good song to me. It wasn't like too over the top or a horrible song. It was like a nice, good song. Like, the first verse had this really nice build up into it. Like, I like how it kind of built up a bit into it. And then I think my favorite part of this song is this part here. Like, I just like that part, that like dun, 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 dun. Nicely done. I will say the only thing that I was wishing from this song, because at the ending, it's just, the ending is so awesome, but I just wish at one part they kind of just like did like a halftime of it. Like, for that part, it would have just been cool instead of like, you know how they're just like playing along, if they just like did the halftime where it's like do bop bop bop, and then it's like doon doo. Like something like that. I don't know if that made any sense to any of you guys, but that's it. Just to me was a good song. It felt like if it had that, it could have given it like something else just to like make it stand out a bit more. But overall, it was still a good song on this album. And now next up, we are here with Turn Me On. And this song again was just another song that to me just had a nice, very, again, classic anthem rock sound. Again, made me want to go and see them live. Like, the vibe of this song and Fate just have that very like, this is just one of those classic rock sounds that everyone just knows, everyone loves, and when you're live, everyone just freaks out as soon as it starts. It just had that kind of a vibe to it. And in this song too, there were very nice like guitar squeals that were happening in there. I'll see if I can find any. Like that. Like, I like that. And that I think is also what played into the like classic anthem-y rock sound, was just those like nice squeals that they threw in there. Well, I think my favorite part of this song though was this part here, where it has like a very guitar and bass kind of like call and response. Like, the guitar would play a part, and then the bass would play a part, and the guitar would play another part, and the bass would do another part, and then that went straight into a solo of awesomeness. I think that it was probably my favorite part of this song. That was just so well done. That is definitely my favorite part of this song. Now, next up, we've got Carry On Living. And again, this is another one of my favorite songs on this album. This intro is amazing. The guitars and drums in this intro just gave me a very like Under Oath vibe to it. Like, let's just see if you'll agree with me. Like, that just gave me a very Under Oathy vibe to it. And if you guys don't know how I feel about Under Oath, I fucking love them. So that just hit a nice little check mark there. And the thing that I kind of like about it too is that, as though it starts off a lot heavier, the chorus in this song was, at least to me, seemed a lot more kind of pop punk-esque sounding. It's still a great fucking chorus, but it kind of gave me that bit more like pop punk kind of Paramore-y sound to the chorus. But it was a nice change it, because again, the beat is a bit more like poppier on the drums than as opposed to in a lot of the other songs how it's a bit more rock oriented. As well, the beat throughout the song keeps changing up, which is fucking amazing. And again, I just loved the chorus just because of how different it was to all the other songs on this album. And again, they did the nice like vocal and bass break on this song. Again, a nice touch of how a lot of their songs are a bit bigger sounding, but then when they drop down, it makes those parts stand out a lot more, which is something that I like that they've done, and they do it amazingly. And again, on Carry On Living, they did it fantastically. And now we move on to the next song, Daydreaming, which when this came up, I was like, why does this title sound so goddamn familiar? I swear I've definitely made a video on this song before. And then while listening to it, I was like, oh yeah, nope, this song, yep, I remember it now completely. And as soon as it started playing, I was like, yep, this is why I remember this song, because I think this was the first song that I heard from Band-Maid where they went a bit of a softer route, like more of a ballady kind of sound to them. And I was like, oh yep, I already remember this song. I'm on board of this awesomeness. So again, if you couldn't tell, this was another one of my favorite songs on this album. Like just that intro there, it starts off with the fucking beautiful guitar and the like kind of very synth there, but it's mostly focused on vocals and the guitar picking in the intro. And it was such a nice touch. And again, I just love this softer side to them. Again, this album, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the songs on this album kind of show different sides to Band-Maid. Like the first half of this album, they're just like fucking intenseness, let's do this, oh my god. And then like about halfway through, they're like, but also remember, we're fucking awesome at all these other different genres that we can do as well. Like there's just such good reverbs and delays in this song. And then again, out of nowhere, where they're like, you're just like, yeah, this is a nice, like, softer sound. Woohoo! There's an amazing face-melting solo in this song as well. And that bass that just plays along with it is so nicely done as well. And then I like how it kind of builds up into the last chorus, and there's a bit of a change up in the last chorus as well, which was just so well done. Again, because I did make a video on this, you can go and check that song out as well. I don't want to spend too much time on this one as well, even though I feel like I already did. It was a while since I heard the song again, so this was a nice throwback for me, because it was like probably 10 seconds into the song and I was like, I remember this song. This song's fucking amazing. But yeah, that was a nice touch. I was not expecting this song to be on this album, but again, I'm very glad that it was. Now, this next song was something that I was not expecting at all. I don't really know how to pronounce it as well. I think it's Anyone. I don't know. Someone tell me how to pronounce this. But this was a song that I was definitely not expecting, because it starts off with acoustics. Like I was just not expecting it to just be acoustics and vocals. But again, I wrote down here, damn, even softer side to them is amazing. Like I thought that Daydreaming was like their softer side, and then they're like, oh wait, hold on, we can go even softer than this and it's still gonna be impressive. Like the vocals in this song, especially because it stands out a bit more just because it is softer, the vocals and the harmonies on this song are so goddamn on point. And I like how in this song it starts off very acoustic and then it picks up into the real drums and more electric guitars. Like listen to that. Like, it's just so goddamn good. They have so many good breaks in this song and so many good build-ups in this song. And I'm fucking glad that they decided to make it an even softer song and just blow me away with it again. Like, this was a song that I was not expecting, which is why I think it makes it one of my favorites on this album as well, is because it came out of nowhere and they fucking killed it. It was such an unexpected song, and they nailed it. And then after that, they're like, you know what? We went softer for these next two songs just to show you that we can fucking nail this as well. And now let's get back into it. And they're back to some rock with their song Dead or Alive. Or, sorry, Alive or Dead. I'm just so used to playing the game that I'm used to saying it that way. Alive or Dead is what it is actually called. I think probably one of my favorite parts of this song is just the way that the vocals are done in the chorus, because it has this very old school kind of rock punky sound to them. And I think it's because of the reverb or the delay that they put on the vocal. Like, it just has this very old school sound to it, and I really liked that. It's just such a nice touch, and it gives us this very like old school vocal sound while you have this more modern sounding guitars and drums and everything. But it was just a nice touch to have that kind of old school vocal sound on it. Also in the chorus, I really liked the guitar's chord progression that they were doing in the chorus. I don't know, for some reason it's the vocals in this song and during the verse, and just the chord progression and the guitar sound in the verse or in the choruses. Those are probably my two favorite parts of this song. And now next up, we are here with a song called Dice. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about this song because I did make a reaction video to this song as well. So if you wanted to see me talk about it more in full, you can go and check out that video as well. But distorted bass and drums in this song were so on point, just so goddamn good. And I know I was saying this before in, I think it's more in the verses. There's like this weird kind of like timing and pauses happening. Like, again, it's just such weird timing and weird pauses in between the different instruments. Like they're doing different pauses and different kind of, it's just, but it, how do I explain this? Just the way that they did that is so smart and so well done. And I think that's probably one of my favorite parts of the song. And again, this is another one of my favorite songs on this album. And I really like the bridge in this song. Like it still has that nice drive to it and makes it stand out. It was just a nicely done. I love the verses, and then this later half of the song is amazing just because of the drums and the bass, and then the little bass solo, and then into the amazing guitar solo, and then into that amazing bridge that this song just pumps you up, and I love it. And again, if you want to see me talk about it a bit more, you can go and check out the video that I made on that as well. And now, sadly, we're here with the last song called Honey. And this song, again, a fucking another unexpected song. Like, that intro, first, it just reminded me, I'm like, am I listening to, like, Got7 or something? Like, it had a very unexpected poppy synth and, like, pitched vocal sounds, but it was awesome. But, again, it was not something that I was expecting. And I wrote down here, too, immediate like. Like, as soon as it started, I was like, this is fucking awesome. And then I love they had a nice transition from the electronic into the rock. It was just so nicely done. It was just such a fucking clever song. And in here too, they had vocal lines in like going from the left and right, or in the left or in the right, and it was just nice subtleties are in this song, and it was just such a nice treat. And there's also too this nice electronic break. They're really good with their breaks into solos. That's something that I've noticed from this album as well, is that Band-Maid knows how to just bring it down and then just shoot you in the face with a face melter. Like, it's just so fucking well done. I will say though too, in this song, the whole guitars at the end gave me a very, you know the song Barracuda? It gave me that kind of a feel to it as well. This is just because I've been playing Guitar Hero again. You know the song, I think it's Psychedelic Freakout or something along that lines. Just the last note of those guitars just gave me that feel to it. Like this part. This. Like it has that sound of it. If you guys know what song I'm talking about, hopefully you agree with me. But the ending of it just gave me that feel to it, and after that I was like, okay, gonna go play Guitar Hero again. This was just a nice, great last song on this album, and again, I'm sad to say it, but this is it for this album. Though I will say I'm thankful that Band-Maid made a full album. There's like 13 or 14 songs on this album, so thank you so much, Band-Maid, for blessing us with 14 songs of awesomeness. I will say though, the only problem I had with this album is this is just something I think only me will have a problem with, and that is just because I'm a fucking snob when it comes to drum mixing. Because for me, for some reason, I think it is because I play the drums, whenever I hear drums, like recordings of drums or in songs, I like it to be from the perspective of you sitting behind the drums, and that's how you play it. Though I do know some people, when they mix albums, they do it from the perspective of the audience, so everything's kind of reversed. The floor tom to me should be on the right side and the other tom should be on the left. That's like the easiest way for me to explain it, so hopefully you guys understand it. But in this album, it's reversed, and that was really the only problem I had with that. That is just because I'm a fucking snob when it comes to that. Other than that, this album is fucking amazing, and just, I'm surprised I still have a face after this. But there you have it, Big Macs. That was me reviewing World Domination by Band-Maid, and again, this album is so fucking impressive, and this album just made me need to see Band-Maid live even more. So Band-Maid, please come to Canada. Even if it's just one show with me being the only person there, I will pay so much money. But anyway, Big Macs, also I would love to hear your guys' opinion on World Domination by Band-Maid. So if you guys have listened to the album, let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. And if you have not heard of it, let me know what you guys thought of those little snippets that I played in the comments down below. And if you have not heard it, you really need to go purchase this and check it out, because these girls are fucking killing it. So talented. I mean, as I said before, this album shows how many different sides they have. Like, they can go fucking wall of sound, they can go old school rock anthem sound, they can go a bit more ballady, they can go electronic, a bit more pop punky. They can just do it all, and it's all fucking amazing. So really suggest that you go and check this album out. But as always, Big Macs, if you guys did enjoy this video, I'd love it if you click that thumbs up button down below. And if you guys are not subscribed to this channel, you can do so by clicking that subscribe button down below as well. I put out new videos every Wednesday, Friday, and every Monday as well. So make sure you subscribe by clicking that button down below. And you can also click on that bell icon somewhere. It's either here or it's over here. It's somewhere along here. You can click on that and that will notify you when I upload a new video, so you never miss one from this just so fucking face melted, somehow it's still here face. And as always, Big Macs, today's biggest Mac is going to go to KillSwitch557 here over on Instagram. I wonder if their name is either just a reference to any kind of like kill switch, or if it's a reference to the band Killswitch Engaged. Either way, nice name. But yes, recently Killswitch over here on Instagram just gave me a follow and spam liked a bunch of my pictures. So seriously, thank you so much for all that love over on Instagram. You are today's biggest Mac. But anyway, Big Macs, make sure you go over onto Killswitch's Instagram over here, go give them a follow, like a bunch of their pictures, and just give them as much love and support as they have been giving me over on Instagram. And once again, Killswitch, thank you so much for all that love. Once again, you are today's biggest Mac. And once again, this album just makes me so excited to see what else Band-Maid has to offer, like what the future has for Band-Maid, because again, they've just showed so many different sides to them in this album, especially in like the later half of this album. They just showed how they can do so many different sides, and it makes me wonder if like the next album, if it's going to be kind of the same, or if they're going to have kind of like a now more kind of electronic-y kind of album, or if they're going to take a different route. This album just made me very excited to see what Band-Maid is going to do in the future. And once again, Big Macs, if you guys did have any other albums that you'd like me to do reviews on, let me know in the comments down below. Again, there are so many albums that have come out in like in March and April. Was just a lot of awesome music and a lot of awesome albums from bands. So I'm still catching up. Believe me, I know there are still some albums that I told you guys I was going to make reactions and / reviews for. Don't worry, those will be on the way, but there's just so much fucking awesome music to catch up on. So if you guys have any more albums that I should add to this list, let me know in the comments down below. But once again, Big Macs, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.